What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more fighting. UFC 202, damn good fight in the main event and in the co-main event. Now, I did my post-fight video. I still got to rewatch the fight. I want to give it a second viewing because it was a close fight. Different people are saying different things. Make sure you check out my post-fight video. Like and subscribe to the channel. Also, follow me on Instagram. Now, I just posted a couple things and I kind of want to discuss. So, it was confirmed that Conor McGregor actually broke his foot somewhere during the fight with Nate Diaz, and I'm assuming it's from those vicious leg kicks. So at some point, that's why you see him on crutches post-fight. And here's the clip. So since the information is so fresh, it's not really known exactly when, like an ETA, when he'll be healthy enough to fight again. So I'm pretty sure that's not on his mind. Now, it was a close fight. Again, I'm going to rewatch it to determine what I feel and who I felt won. But again, respect to both fighters for putting it all out on the line, having a blood sport, Kumite style, bloody blood and guts type of affair. Now, in the fight, this is, again, I haven't given it the second viewing. In the fight, I think both guys did certain things well in different spots. So it just really kind of depends on what you like. Me, from the first viewing, I think I gave Diaz rounds 2, 3, and 5. And 5 was kind of that definitive round that either fighter needed to really punctuate. And it was a decisive round for me for Nate Diaz. Now, Conor McGregor, the first minute or so, he started off really well in that round. He was clipping Diaz, and Diaz wasn't really doing much. He was just getting kind of hit. And Conor's striking was good. He seemed a little bit gassed, but he was still letting his hands go. However, Nate Diaz got a second win, and his team in his corner told him he needed the round and needed to finish strong, and that's what he did, and he rose to the occasion. I think he stole the round in the second half of that 5-minute round, and he was like kind of bullying and pushing Conor McGregor against the cage. Then he was letting off shots, and in the last 10 seconds or so, he had a takedown, which you have to give him credit for and score. So to me, close fight. I gotta watch it again. But rounds 2, 3, and 5, some people are going to like Conor McGregor's work because his work is, I guess you could say, cleaner. Like he looked really sharp. When he was landing, it was like quick 1-2s, like pow pow, and things like that. But and then like the knockdowns, he had like 3 knockdowns. But this is not boxing, so knockdowns you can get right back up. It doesn't apply the same way as like a boxing match. You get knocked down, that's a 10-8 round. And then you get knocked down multiple times. So a little bit different there with the different sport. Another thing I noticed is Conor McGregor, I told you guys in the first video, I don't think this is his ideal weight. He was just kind of trying to prove something in this particular rematch, so he wanted it under the same terms. But he looked gassed in spots, which wasn't really good, and that's another reason where you got to give credit to kind of the aggressor. He was stalking, and when he got Conor McGregor against the cage, he was bullying him. Someone made this particular meme, and it says, if this is considered quote-unquote running, what do you call this? And I do remember distinct moments in this fight, UFC 202 main event, where Conor McGregor, I told you guys in my post-fight, at first when he was doing it, where he would like bow bow and just hit Nate Diaz with a cool, quick, cool, calm, collected 1-2, like boom, boom. Then he would take a lap. That's fine. But it got to points like you can see in this picture where, to me, Conor McGregor was actually trying to evade Nate Diaz and not engage because he was looking at the clock and stuff, and he was trying to buy time because, to me, he was getting gassed out. So that wasn't a good look for Conor McGregor. I don't know what it is with his stamina, and maybe that's one of his weaknesses. He's used to getting guys out in 13 seconds like Jose Aldo. But if they don't go and they're as durable as Nate Diaz, then you don't know. And I don't know if he knows how to conserve energy properly. So like the fight, they're talking about making Conor McGregor with Floyd Mayweather. That's not in boxing. I don't think that'll be a good look for him, because if it's somehow sanctioned or whatever, you have to be ready for 10 to 12 rounds. Again, I've never really seen them do a boxing versus UFC crossover fight, so I don't know what the rules would be. Floyd is retired, so he doesn't have any belts. So I don't know if it would be an 8-rounder, 10-rounder, 12. But you got to look at this. This is 5-minute rounds and 5-rounder, and he looked extremely gassed out. And that, to me, was where he was actually running. He was literally like I mean, you can see Nate Diaz in the pictures, like stalking him and coming after him. And to me, that was him buying time, because I noticed a couple of times where he was looking at the clock like, shit, when is this round over? So not quite sure what it is with his stamina, but he did break his foot, as you guys see. He's on crutches. Let me know what you guys think. I want to wish him a speedy recovery. It was definitely a fun fight. So post-fight, Conor McGregor said the king is back. I'm not sure. Again, I got to watch it, give it a second viewing, because at the first viewing, I gave Diaz rounds 2, 3, and 5. So I'm going to rewatch it to see if I feel any different. I know both fighters did well in spots. It just kind of depends on what you like and what you're looking for, things of that sort. But clearly, Nate Diaz, since they're both 1-1, Nate Diaz has the more definitive, because he submitted Conor McGregor. And this one, from all the feedback that I've seen, the response is kind of down the middle. Some people are saying Conor won, and some people are saying Nate Diaz should have won and got robbed. So Nate Diaz clearly had the more decisive victory in the first fight. And both fighters said they want a rematch, so let's see it. The atmosphere looked electric. I think this will do good pay-per-view numbers. It lived up to the hype and expectation. So we got to see. We'll see what happens. But I definitely think both fighters are warriors, and they had a good game plan. I just don't know, Conor McGregor being at 170, I don't know if that's his best weight, because although he looks good with the boom boom, both fights now, he looked like he was gassed at certain spots, and he had to regain himself and pace himself. And like I said earlier, looking and staring at the clock. I've seen Floyd Mayweather do that, but it's not the same way. He doesn't look frantic when he's doing it. So again, that's concerning to me for Conor McGregor. I think when he drops back down after his leg heals, he should be all right. But just being in there with a relentless, durable guy like Nate Diaz definitely gave him some problems in the stamina department. Let me know what you guys think. For now, I want to wish Conor McGregor a speedy recovery, as he broke his foot with those vicious leg kicks somewhere in the fight. And we don't know when he'll be back, but wish him a speedy recovery. Hopefully we do get a trilogy out of this. And Nate Diaz said post-fight, Dana White, I'm not coming back to the UFC until I get this rematch. And that's kind of been his sentiment. He feels like the UFC is babying the cash cow Conor McGregor, and they're giving him special treatment, when the Diaz brothers were the UFC at one point, where they were like the stars that everyone was kind of checking for or whatnot. And they said Conor McGregor gets beat and submitted. Some people even call him McTapper. And then he cries and immediately gets an immediate rematch. So Diaz doesn't really like that special treatment. So we'll see if that fight happens. It would definitely be good for MMA, for the UFC. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.